CLM solution. At
Alright,
install time, it's
so for
selected the
number
host
17,
name for the server name. I am simply going
Xeon.
to change it to CLM
This is
server.
right after that auction party sleepover.
Once this is complete, the next
I'm
step
like dead on my sleep.
will
I
be
am
to
sleep.
look
So
for the
Neon,
key
I'm sorry.
file location.
So
This will be
we
part of the
know that 9
modification for
factorial divided by
enabling
something is
SSL.
this. And we know that 9 factorial
Finding the key file, I will see the section for
equal to
the
9
443
times
port
8,
configuration.
7 times
I will
6 times 5 times
uncomment
4
the section
times 3 times
for this
2. And so
virtual
really
host
what we can do
configuration
is
section.
take
I will
this number,
need to
break
load
it
the
down into
module,
its
make sure the
factors,
listen
see what
command is
factors
up,
it shares
and
with 9
verify the
factorial.
information for my
And
virtual
then the
host
remaining factors is
is
what we
going to a
divided by.
star
So
9443,
let's
which
go
is
ahead
allows
and
all
break this
URL
down.
to hit the HTTP
So
server.
we have,
And the key file location needs to be
no, I know
noted.
you're not allowed to use calculators, but I'm going to use a calculator.
Once I've noted the key file, next will be to navigate to the bin directory to open the key file configuration tool. This tool will be called iKeyman.
Maybe it would have been faster just to do it by hand.
When you launch iKeyman, you will find a GUI interface to manage key stores.
So
Our first
12,000
action will be to create a new key store.
divided by 2 again.
We will make sure that we put the location of our HTTP home directory, which is where our http.conf provided us our key file location. You will also notice that key database type will be CMS. CMS is the default method I choose to create my key stores for the CLM solution. There may be other types. Once you press the OK button, you'll be prompted for a password. We will use uppercase W, E, B, uppercase A, uppercase S. We will change the expiration date for 800 days for practicality. Once the key store is created, we'll just create a self-signed certificate for this key store. We will call it, label it clmserver.ibm.com. Make sure we can identify it easily.
63 is a 7 and a 9. So
we also will change the validity period
1,
for
2,
the certificate
4,
to 800 days.
6, 7 2s. That's 2 to the 7. And I have 3.
No save to do, simply close the application,
So I'm writing
and the
it
key
over here.
file will already be created
7,
with the
and I
self-signed
have a 9.
certificate we've created it.
Obviously I could break the 9 down, but why? I'm just trying to cancel out factors. So 8 is
The
2
next step
times
will
2
be to
times 2.
navigate to
So
the home directory of the HTTP server. Make sure that our key file is
And that's again,
created.
that's 2 times 2 times 2, which means I've used 3 of my 7.
Then I will navigate
now
to
I
the
have
bin directory
2
and test the
3,
syntax of the http.conf file
4.
with the Apache control
Well, 6 has
process using the -T
1,
switch.
2 in it.
It tells me the syntax of my file is
Actually,
good,
yeah. So
and I
4,
haven't made
so I
an
have
error
2 here.
of syntax.
So that gives me
We are now ready to start our Apache
2 times
service
2 is 4.
using the Apache control file in the bin directory. We will use the switch-k space start to start the server. Then
So
using the
these cancel out,
netstat
these
utility,
cancel out.
I
6
grep on
divided by 2 is
443 to make sure that my listener port
So
is
I'm
up and running
just left with
after I've
3
started the
times 5.
HTTP server.
What
As you
is
can
3
see,
times
the
5?
last line
3
in
times
this
5
grep
15.
is the command I'm looking
There
for.
is my answer.
Once we've proven this
That
point,
is definitely the easiest way
we
to
will
do it.
open a
Oh my
browser
goodness, yes.
and navigate to our HTTP server using the
Breaking.
default
Suppose m
HTTPS
and 2/3
ports.
and n is equal to 1 and 3/4. What is the value of m?
This is a good
n
sign since it's
over
requesting
n
us
plus
for
n in lowest terms?
the browser to download
Okay.
the client-side certificate.
Here we go. So we're going to need this in
HTTP
improper
server is
fraction
up on the
form.
port
So that's what
443.
I'm going to do first. I'm just going to get this in improper fraction form. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 2 is 8. So this is 8 thirds. 1 times 4 is 4, plus 3 is 7, so that's 7/4. Since we're subtracting and adding, we know we need a common denominator. The common
The setup is not a
12.
requirement. It can be
So it's
bypassed.
the 4,
Since
3
much
times
of the
4 is
configuration will be done manually in this
12.
presentation.
4 times
If you
8
bypass
is
this
32.
configuration point, expect to see errors when setting up the WebSphere web server profile. IBM
3
HTTP
times
admin
3
server setup is included
12.
because if the time is taken to set it up,
3 times
the
7
WebSphere web
1,
server's
30,
application profile will be
112.
allowed to
So-
maintain and modify IHS via
So we
WebSphere
have
application
32
server console,
over 12
as long as the IHS admin server is up.
over
Following are the points we
32
will cover in this section.
12 plus.
Create an admin profile for the HTTP admin server. Modify the admin.conf
So
file to support the
32
default
minus
port
21
8008.
is
Start the admin server.
11,
Validate the admin server is open
Really?
and listening
11?
for the configured port.
11 over 12.
Note, this example will use the server name
So we add these
REHL5U764B
And we get
as the server
53.
name and not the expected auraexample.com.
Oh,
That is
that's well
because
done,
the
these
Aura
programming
example
letters.
machine was
Oh, wow.
not available at the
So
time
now we have
of
this
recording of the example.
clunky fraction, and
Please
you will
consider
remember
this
that when
machine
you're
synonymous to Aura
clunky
example.
fraction is just another way of saying division, right? So really we have 11 over 12 divided by 50.
Our first step is to
12.
navigate to our bin directory.
But to divide by
In
a
this bin
fraction,
directory, we
you
will
actually
find a
have to
script
multiply
called
by its reciprocal.
setup admin or ADM, which
No,
will need to be
12s
invoked
cancel.
to set
And
up
we just
the
get 11
authentication
over
for the user that is managing
so
the
bad.
HTTP admin server.
All right. A slow 12-hour clock.
To invoke the setup admin, simply invoke it by
I'm
/
just waiting.
setup
I
ADM.
guess I gotta go.
You will
Okay.
need to pass several
See ya.
parameters to this.